Hi, this is Jerry. Thanks for joining us for another video about voiceover. This video is about the #1 top technique every voice actor must master. It's the mother of all methods, if you will, which is simple on its surface yet challenging to achieve. It holds one of the keys to connecting to the listener and making an impression, and it will help you sound less like an announcer and more conversational. It takes only a little imagination, but what is it? Well, you must speak with one person. So just precisely, what does it mean to speak with one person? The idea is as simple as it sounds. Imagine yourself speaking with a single individual and not to a broad audience. When you speak to one person, you create a conversation. You invite the listener, if you will, into your world, which connects them at a visceral level. Because you're speaking with them, they inherently become receptive and want to be a part of the conversation, and they do so within their mind. The result is engagement with what you're saying. Conversely, when you broadcast to a wide audience or speak without anyone specifically in mind, it's often received as a talking point or a sell. You're not conversing with anyone and instead are telling people what to do and think. This lack of empathy turns the listener off fast, especially in advertising. A useful saying to remember is telling is selling. You never want to sell. It's always better to inform. Imagine this scenario for a moment. You're at a motivational seminar with a group of 500 other people. The speaker is on stage professing that to achieve success, you need to follow 9 specific steps. You listen intently and will be sure to follow those steps at home, but how many of those steps will you actually remember? Instead, if you were to meet with that same speaker at home discussing those 9 actionable steps in person, how many would you recall in detail? Likely much more because you're engaged in an intimate one-on-one conversation. You're vested in what the speaker has to say. When a person broadcasts to a large group of people, they unconsciously see the group as a single entity. However, the people within the group see themselves as individuals. A voice actor must reach out to the individual and not the group. Visualizing a single person with whom you're speaking creates this connection. It engages your mind, and thus the listener also feels engaged. Talk to everyone and speak to no one is apropos. So single that person out and speak with them. Here's how you do it. You must visualize and imagine that you're speaking with a single person. Again, this is the #1 technique every voice actor must learn. Many voice actors choose a friend. The greater the detail you imagine, the greater the connection will be with the listener. Imagining both physical and mental traits is helpful to actualize the person with whom you're speaking. You can ask yourself questions to help. Is your friend a man or a woman? What color hair do they have? Is she technical minded? Are they knowledgeable about the subject? Does he ride his bike to work or take the train? How big of a bowl do they scoop their ice cream into? Asking action questions bolsters your visualization. You can take it a step further and ask questions of action as it relates to the script. They can be actions taken upon your friend or actions taken by your friend. Each creates a unique mental image. It doesn't have to be just a friend either. You can envision anyone else that will help. For example, while you may never talk to your friend about an enlarged prostate, you may speak with your husband about his. The change with whom you're speaking creates a tactical shift to the conversation. Suddenly it becomes more realistic, which the listener unconsciously picks up on. For example, let's say you would talk with a friend about his enlarged prostate. Your approach may be humorous because it's an uncomfortable topic and you wish to hide your anxiety. However, talking with your husband may elicit deep concern and empathy. Visualizing your husband is superior in this case, most likely because the emotional state is far more appropriate for the subject. Take a moment to explore this idea. Who would you visualize as performing a script about childcare? What about playing the role of an evil witch? Be sure not to flutter through the work of this process. Really take the time to visualize, even if the person is not real. Imagine hard enough so that they become real. Your performance will benefit. Over time, the process will become easier, so don't worry. If you're having difficulty speaking with one person, you can always bring in a prop. Props are tremendously helpful in creating a conversational tone, and you have the best one in your pocket, your phone. Try this. Grab one of our free voiceover scripts at VOICEOVER.com and your phone. Record yourself while holding the phone up to your ear, and then do the same again, but this time without using the phone as a prop. Did you notice how much more comfortable and at ease you sounded while holding the phone? Prompts not only help you imagine the person with whom you're speaking, but they also prevent us from overthinking our role in the conversation. In other words, overacting. We consciously relax, stop acting, and rather live in the moment. Great voiceover acting lives in the moment, and you should strive to be in that moment as much as possible. So try to visualize and speak with one person. It's the technique that all successful voice actors do. It invites the listener into the conversation and communicates on a personal level, creating a lasting connection. Remember, imagination goes a long way, so do so now. Thanks for watching. If you'd be so kind as to hit that subscribe button and that little bell icon to be reminded when the next video is released, we'd much appreciate it. If you're looking for scripts for voiceover, you can go to VOICEOVER.com. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. We hope you've learned something from this, and until next time, thanks again.